ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'd like to talk to you about situationships. My name is Ernest Wamboye, and I'm glad to be here. And what are situationships? Situationships are awkward scenarios between men and women as they relate either in dating relationships or as friends, where you find one of the parties finds out that they alone are committed to a potential future relationship and the other is not. Don't invest emotionally where you don't intend to reap emotionally. Don't plant what you don't intend to reap. And so I meet young men and women who open up their hearts and talk about their most intimate details of their life with someone of the opposite sex, and they don't intend to commit. What you do is that you lead that person on, you drag them on, making them think that you're interested, and then you leave them high and dry. It's called defrauding. How can you prevent that? Watch out for your conversations. This is how you guard your heart. There's a lady by the name of Sherry Graff. She's written a book called I Don't Get You, and I'm gonna just try and summarize the levels of conversation she talks about. Sherry Graff says that men and women get into awkward situations because they don't respect the levels of conversations there are, and she says conversations get more intimate with time, and they start with level 1, basic information. Hi, my name is Ernest. I live here. I go to church here. I'm this. I'm 29 years old. Basic information about yourself. And this is biodata. And this is nothing intimate per se. Anyone can get this information from you, from your Facebook account, from your Twitter account, and that's fairly okay. Level 2, she talks about basic personal experiences, all right? And these are general experiences that you've gone through that are not really emotionally taxing. For example, you say, hey, I gave my life to Christ when I was in high school. You share your testimonies. You share things that you've gone through that are not emotionally taxing. Hey, I experienced this last year. We moved houses, we exchanged this. And these are conversations about things you've gone through, but anyone else might have gone through them. They're not emotionally taxing. Level 3 is when you start talking about your dreams and aspirations. And at this point, I believe, Sherry Graff does not say this, but I believe this is where things get warmed up. Start talking about the things that wake you up in the morning, the things that excite you, the things that get you riled up, the things that you are passionate about, your dreams, aspirations. And I believe that is where friendship is formed. But I believe when you get to level 4 and 5 is when things get awkward. What is level 4 and 5? Level 4 is when you talk about your deep fears. Now, these are not fears like your fear of spiders, your fear of snakes. No, these are deep emotional fears. For example, you say, I'm afraid I'll not get married. Or you say, I'm afraid I have messed up in my previous relationship. I may not settle down. Or you say, I'm afraid I have too little time left to sort myself out. When you share emotionally from your heart your deep fears, this other person is most likely to comfort you and connect with you. And if they do that, you'll realize an emotional connection will form between the two of you. All right? The last level, level 5, which is the most intimate level, is you talk about your deep hearts. Now, these are things maybe based from past regrets in relationship. Perhaps you say, hey, somebody used to hit me, used to verbally abuse me, or she used to verbally abuse me. I was once defiled when I was a kid. Someone took advantage of me. Someone messed me up. Someone hurt me, broke up with me, left me, married my best friend. When you talk about deep, emotionally scarring situations like those, you will connect with someone of the opposite sex. This is emotional treasure, guys. Don't mind my sweating here. It's a bit hot in the car. This is emotional treasure, and you must guard your heart. Don't sow emotionally where you don't want to reap. Don't sow, you don't want to reap. So guard your heart. Make sure you guard your heart. If you want to know how far you should go, you must ask yourself how intimate you want to get with this person. And I've realized that with people I don't get emotionally tangled with, I just keep it to level 2, 3 there. I don't go too deep, because wisdom dictates that for me not to get into a situationship, I must guard my heart. Now, Solomon himself said that there are 4 things he couldn't understand: the way of a bird in the sky, the way of a sheep, an eagle in the sky, the way of a sheep on the water, the way of a snake on the rock, and the way a man and a woman fall in love. Falling in love can happen, and it can happen unintentionally, and you must realize that these situationships don't just apply to single people, also to married people. How in the world do you think married people have affairs? They don't guard their hearts. I pray you'll put this into practice, and you must have some awkward conversations. For some of you, it's necessary, but it's the only way out, so that you don't get in situations where you're angry, you're bitter, you leave the church, you start backbiting, you start gossiping simply because you did not have the courage to have the conversation. Tell me what you think. Have you been in a similar situation? Have you experienced that? Do you have a friend who's gone through that? Let us know how they dealt with that. And if this video has helped you, like, share, subscribe. My name is Ernest Wamboye. I hope to see you next time.